Good morning, everyone, and my name is Ryan, and you are watching What's Up, Ryan? So, this episode is all about what I would do if I was to buy Bitcoin today. Like, it's a gentle reminder on why I even started the Bitcoin journey. I think interest is genuinely picking up, and it's gonna be one of those episodes where I'm gonna just use it as a reminder to myself why I even started the whole Bitcoin and cryptocurrency journey in the first place. But before we get into that, let's go to the usual market update. So, as of now, based on CoinMarketCap, we have a total market cap of $135 billion. And in terms of the 24-hour volume, it has been coming down, but BTC dominance seems to be at pretty much close at 52%. I just gave the update not too long ago, and it seems to be rather stable. So the top 5 cryptocurrencies by market cap as of now are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, EOS, and Litecoin. Now, in terms of the past 24-hour change, not much. Price-wise, on an average is close to $4,000 for Bitcoin, which is at $3,991. You have Ethereum at $148.39. Holding pretty steady, by the way. Ripple, same, almost close to the same as past 24 hours at 32 cents. EOS at 387, and we have Litecoin closing in on $50, which is $49.66. 24-hour change, nothing much from the top 5. Now let's go on to the top gainers. The top gainers would be, in the past 24 hours, would be Aurora Coin. That has been out there for a number of days already, at holding pretty steady at 0.007 cents. And then the past 24-hour volume is at 2.263 million. The past 24-hour change is at 28.53%. That is that's pretty high, by the way, in terms of change. Then we have Cash. 40.33 million and holding at 11 cents for now. And in terms of 24-hour volume though, 737,115. In terms of percentage, you have it has gained 13.5%. Ontology, looking pretty strong, 270.7 million. And in the past 24 hours, 72.7 million, total volume, and the upside has been 10%, 10.05%. Bytem, haven't heard that one in a while. 93.637 million. Current price is at 9 cents, and the past 24-hour volume is 5.341 million, and the gain is at 8.45%. And notable mention is Ravencoin. It has kind of fallen off the top 5 spot, currently sitting at the 5th spot, right? Currently standing at the 5th spot. But yes, at the 5th spot at 34.236 million and at 1 cent. In terms of percentage wise, 6.93% in the past 24 hours. So we are gonna go now to the top losers, and in terms of the top losers would be Veritasium. Market cap stands at 40.3 million, and the overall 24-hour volume is 1.94 million. It has sustained a loss of 8.41%. Electroneum, 62.2 million in terms of market cap. The past 24-hour volume not so good at all. Just it's pretty much waning, guys. 274,000, and of course, in terms of losses, I guess in the crypto space, 3.31% is nothing, right? Populous. Wow, okay. Populous has returned, or at least has emerged, but however in the bottom part of the charts. And in terms of price, is at $1.27. And in terms of the 24-hour change, it has sustained a loss of 3.22%. Crypto.com. Okay, 47.542%. Volume wise, almost close to 10% of its overall market cap. Price wise is 3.01, and the 24-hour volume is 4.286 million, and in terms of losses, 3.11%. Odom 42.9, close to 43 million, holding on at 19 cents. Well, the question is based on the very quick charts. It seems that it's going to be trending more and it seems to be going to be looking more and more downwards instead of up. That's the thing, guys. In terms of even though the market seems to be pretty much buoyant, take note of the overall market movement that strong projects will tend to move in tandem when Bitcoin consolidates, and then there are still going to be projects that are not going to benefit. So always be very careful, especially if you're thinking that, oh, cryptocurrencies are cheap and affordable because you think that, oh, I have a budget of $100 and I'm gonna buy the cheapest coin that I can find out there. But I'm gonna be covering that in a quick bit. In terms of losses, it has sustained a loss of 2.66% in the past 24 hours. So now let's get to the unspent transaction outputs, where we called it the UTXO. Okay, so the number of unspent Bitcoin transaction outputs currently stands at, let me see, what is the latest? Come on. Based on the latest, it is 65.113948 million. In terms of the overall UTXO transactions that are basically spendable. This is actually a very good measure, right? To show that there is transactions that are unspent, but they are going to be outputs. Okay, so this is just what it means. So there seems to be lots of activity. So the question is, what is all this activity? I think everybody wants to know, are these people actually transacting, buying something, or is it just transacting to go to an exchange? Is it people that have bought their Bitcoins and are transferring back to their private wallets or to a certain hot wallet, or transferring to someone else? Yes, basically all these things are being recorded by this particular chart. And the good thing about the Bitcoin network is that, or any kind of, well, let's talk about the Bitcoin network. For Bitcoin, most transactions that are considered legit by the verification process will be put onto the block eventually by after a certain number of verifications. In most cases, it is 3. So when you see all these transactions that are going to be processed and going through, it just shows that there is increased activity. So if you're wondering what this chart is, that's what it means. All right, so now on to the actual charts itself. We have USD BTC. Guys, you just, when you are using a chart, right, just pull up the ones that have the most volume. Sure, there are people who are saying, oh, you can use Bitfinex, you can choose Bitstamp, or whatever. But I think I choose to prefer, I choose to still use the USD instead of USD Tether if it's available, because I want to see whether there's actual money coming in, as opposed to using the stablecoin version, which is USD dollar Tether BTC. So that's just my personal preference. You can always choose to use US dollar DTT, US dollar Tether, as opposed to USD. So, but I just prefer USD. So right now, in terms of most charts, it is just showing this very nice bullish pennant. Now, what is a bullish pennant formation? It just means that after a very strong uptrend, right, where you see a straight vertical movement upwards, and you have this nice formation that is happening right now. So let me draw it out for you so that you guys are a little bit more aware. Let's use green, since the market is green at the moment. So this just means, for very simple, by the way, I'm just giving very simple technical analysis, right? Because usually I'm someone who just keeps my charts or charting very, very simple. I am nowhere near the expertise level as my partner Andy. So if you guys love technical analysis, really in-depth stuff, that's the guy that you should follow. We are going to be creating a whole series and segment once a week where he covers cryptocurrencies and forex charts in depth for the technical savvy individuals or folks who want to learn trading using technical indicators and charts. As for my segment, usually it's always fundamental heavy. I focus more on long-term investing as opposed to Andy, who focuses on short to mid-term plays and trades, which are also very profitable. I do both. So yeah. So anyway, that segment will be launched very, very soon. We have yet to name it. Maybe perhaps you can comment below what we should name the series, right? I was thinking, let's get technical. Yeah, so that's my take. I think I probably want to stick with that. So yeah, anyway, this is a bullish pennant forming. You know, it's always good to see a nice formation upside, as opposed to, now you see, I'm gonna do some comparisons, right? This, on the other hand, doesn't look so encouraging. Initially when this was forming out, now I'm gonna give people number of examples. So let's assume that this portion didn't exist, right? Okay, let me just explain. If this portion, right, initially this was supposed to be an uptrend as well, but there was a fake out, and then it started to, you know, not look too convincing, and the next thing you know, you had this strong baht down. And this term baht is only it's only defined, or at least was defined, in this space. Why baht? Well, after Bart Simpson, where if you guys have watched The Simpsons, Bart's hair is literally like that. So what happens is that, okay, after this very strong pump, right, you have this consolidation period, which looks like Bart's hair, and then after that a very sharp sell down exactly to the point where it pulled up. So a lot of folks, right, are kind of worried, like when they see this, oh shucks, okay, when they see, theoretically, right, whenever there's this bearish wedge or bearish flag that forms here, and then it should actually go upwards. But however, because this is after a upward trend, but these days it just seems to be going down. It's very unique. It does happen in other charts. So, but right now we are seeing this uptrend. Okay, so could there be more upside? However, when you look at the volume, okay, wait, let me just include the volume for you guys to give you a better amount of clarity. So now you're seeing the price actually pick up, but you're actually seeing a divergence in the OBV, which isn't very, very good, because you want to see that the volume, now sorry to cut in, OBV just means on base volume. So how much volume is actually in the trade at the, I mean during happening in the past 24 hours or whatever time frame that you're looking at. In this case, I'm looking at a 1 hour chart. It looks good on the chart, but when you see the volume, right, it doesn't seem to be, you know, able to sustain the price. So could there be a sell down after that, or is it just consolidating? No one knows. So this is something where you have to consider when you think about making your first purchase in Bitcoin. Now, I think a lot of people are now considering it. Why do I say that? Because if we look at Google Trends, Bitcoin genuinely is picking up in terms of interest, and we're talking about this is basically just the Google Trends, and I noticed that there has been a bit of interest. Obviously we have people like John McAfee. I'm not going to cover too much of this because I find that it's a bit far-fetched, that he believes that Bitcoin is going to be worth $1 million, and he even gives a hard date. But we all know that he always goes back on his words, and he can say whatever he wants because, you know, at the end of the day, he is a billionaire, right? He wants to run for presidency. At the same time, he gave the hope that Bitcoin would hit I think 500,000 by a certain period. I think somewhere in July. I think it was in 2018 or whatever, and it didn't happen. And obviously he didn't eat his dick, right? So right now he's giving a hard date again. And you know, the thing about these influencers is that people do, to a certain extent, especially if they're very new, right, would to a certain extent take them seriously. But let me share with you how unrealistic that prediction is. So let's go maybe back to the supply first. Okay, let's just talk realistically. So by the end of 2020 which is what I'm sorry to go off tangent, especially those who are focusing on charts, but I have to kind of cover that aspect first. Right now, let's assume that all by end of 2020, right? It's not confirmed that all the bitcoins are going to be mined. Okay, I think the last bitcoin is going to be mined somewhere further in the future. The hard fork is the Bitcoin reduction in suddenly I can't even remember what's that. The halving. The halving will happen in 2020, right? Okay, so the Bitcoin halving will happen in 2020. That's the anticipation that Bitcoin's price will start, either doubling or tripling up. That's what everybody hopes, okay? So when there's a reduction in a reward, right, there's obviously less incentive, right, to mine Bitcoin at that point. But perhaps if the price starts to go up, then there is an incentive because perhaps there are more transactions to be processed, and the price of Bitcoin will be maybe potentially more valuable for miners to continue supporting the network. Obviously, miners will still continue to mine it, but will it be profitable? Because if it's 12.5 for each reward, block reward at the moment, and it becomes 6.25, I'm still dedicating the same amount. In fact, I have to dedicate perhaps more power if the network starts to grow, and I'm only rewarded less. It's like, I'm still trying to figure this part out, right? Because let's say you're someone who is working all the time, and as the work gets harder, I get paid less. You know what I mean? The only hope that I am going to enjoy some upside return is that the Bitcoin price has to go up, right? That way, when I finally do successfully mine a block and I'm rewarded for it, I am going to be compensated. Okay, because right now I'm for every block that I get, I'm getting 12.5. But if I'm going to give it at 6.25 in the future, but I'm going to have the price maintain the same, I don't think that's much incentive. So there is an anticipation that the price could be pushed up, and there are a few factors that could actually attribute to this. So obviously we hope to see Bitcoin price go up, but how far-fetched? Let me just share. See, right now, if the market cap is 70 billion, and this is based on, by the way, how do you get this price? It's just pretty simple. You take the 3,991 and you do a multiplication to the 17.553 million Bitcoins that are floating out there in the market at the moment. So at that time, if Bitcoin goes to 1 million, you just do the math. Basically, it doesn't work out, guys. Okay, it just doesn't work out. That means Bitcoin alone, in terms of market cap, will have to go up to 17. Okay, let's say 18 trillion. Okay, that's a bit too ridiculous in my opinion, because it's too short a time frame for 17 trillion to flow in. It's not unreasonable for one cryptocurrency or Bitcoin to be worth 17 trillion in the future. But right now, you just look at the fact that there's only 1% of the world's population that is using Bitcoin, and the current market cap is at 70 billion. Okay, so if it's at 70 billion and you do the math, it just doesn't work out. I just find that his tweet just doesn't make sense. I think he's just basically wanting to create some kind of media attention or whatever. So yeah, let's just do that. So never mind. Let's on to Ethereum. Same thing, right? You're seeing this very nice. You're just seeing this very nice flag being formed again, right? And a lot of people will more or less may be caught if they don't know, right? Because a lot of people will just say, oh, okay, it seems to be going up, let's buy. So there's two schools of thought that I have in my head, but I will finish that later. So let me just do the charts first. So okay, so right now, same thing. You're seeing this bullish pennant forming. Let's check the OBV, right? Let's check the OBV to see whether it supports the current uptrend. Okay. As you can see, it seems a little bit more encouraging, where the OBV seems to be a more of a sustain, right? There seems to be a little bit of sustainability. Obviously, if you look closer, it's actually dipping already. Okay, so these are the things to take note. Another chart that you could add is the RSI, which is the relative strength index. I only use very basic charts because I don't find the need to get too technical. Really, whenever you see, like, I mean, sure, there are people who use Elliott wave and whatever. Everyone has this trend. I noticed there's this trend in the crypto market to kind of stay fresh in content. But, you know, if you have buts happening all around, right? Everyone is just doing the whole, Bitcoin could potentially go up. Oh, it could go down. Oh, it could go sideways. Hey, man, I'm doing that exactly right now, right? But the whole idea is just to give you a entry point, or at least how to determine an entry point. And as a simple individual, right, OBV RSI is good enough, man. And learning how to draw some trend lines, right? Learning how to draw some trend lines and understanding where the support levels are will give you already an edge amongst 99% of the people who don't even know how to do basic charting. That's all you need, man. And obviously, coupled with some kind of fundamentals and understanding what kind of announcements that are happening, you can make a better decision for yourself. Will those announcements actually equate to a positive price movement for you, depending on your position? Honestly, this is non-financial advice, but that has always been yet to determine, and past performance is not an indicative of future returns. So in this case, would one go in? Would I go into Ethereum at this point? Very good question. I would probably wait a while. I would actually want to wait a little bit more, because there seems to be a double top forming on the RSI. So if you can't really see, let me change the color for you guys. Let's see, maybe a bright color. Okay, so as you can see, there's this double top forming, and usually when the double top forms, that means there's a potential for more downside. If you look at Ethereum's chart, let me stretch it a little bit. Only 1 hour, it seems to be forming a triple top, right? A triple top. But if this triple top forms, and yes, you have to break this trend line, right, for a consideration of folks who intend to short. And if you want to consider buying, you have to wait until there seems to be some form of consolidation before you decide to enter, right? That's how I would do it. I wouldn't touch Ethereum at the moment. It doesn't look encouraging. So EOS, same thing, right? Same thing. See, do you see a pattern here? So whenever there's a pattern like this, okay, so what happened? Let me tell you what happened. So you have Bitcoin, right, making the run up, right, making the run up and consolidating. After that run up and consolidation, you see the larger pairs starting to make a move, okay, and this is the same thing. So I'm gonna do the same procedure, where I'm gonna add in the OBV, and I'm gonna include the RSI as well. See, just keep it simple, man. Don't complex yourself. Okay, so yeah, okay. So now EOS is looking a little bit different though. But however, there is some kind of divergence in the RSI though. But the RSI at least is not one thing. It's not overbought. And obviously, it's higher above the oversold region. It's actually above 50, so that's pretty okay. Okay, that's pretty okay. In fact, EOS looks pretty good. EOS looks pretty good in terms of if let's say it's a consideration, right? So I'm not encouraging anyone to buy or sell or whatever, but I'm just saying that it looks better as opposed to the previous two. Now let's go to Litecoin. So we look at Litecoin. And same thing. It's still an uptrend, but this kind of looks a bit weird. Okay, this looks a bit weird. Obviously, there was some upside, but then after that, probably the person decided to take profits, or someone decided to take profit on the position. Let's go to the charts as well. Adding the OBV and the RSI. Okay. Not looking too good. Not looking too encouraging for Litecoin. And let's see the RSI. Somewhere in the middle, not too convincing. It's like 50-50. So since there's no real, there seems to be no real, it just seems to be just consolidating. It hasn't probably decided what it wants to do. Obviously, 50 seems to be the resistance for now, and so you have to probably observe what's going to happen in the next. I think over the weekend you get a better indicator, and when I say over the weekend means allow 48 hours for the price action to kind of truly form up. I don't really like to trade 1 hour candles or even trade at all. I always prefer to look at time frames that are anywhere from 4 hours and 1 day, because I already believe that we more or less have bottom. Okay, I already personally believe that. I think if you've been watching my earlier content, I think this year I've already mentioned that I think that more or less 3,200 was already there. Sure, there were already talks that it could actually go up to 5,000 first before dropping drastically down. That could still happen, but the beauty of it is that if you're gonna go out there and start purchasing Bitcoins, have a dollar cost averaging strategy in place that will save you the heartache if you decide to go in lump sum, and it does do what people have been predicting, which is drop to $2,300 and $2,000, and I've noticed that the $2,000 talk has already died down. All the folks who have been talking about $2,000 Bitcoin have already disappeared from my chat already. Okay, and by the way, I do have a free Telegram group, so if that is something that you want to do, or that's something that you want to have a community that you can converse about cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, occasionally you have some spammers, so the moderators will clear that up. But overall, it is a very safe and fun community to be in. I do chat in that Telegram group once in a while. So this is something that where I feel that having a dollar cost averaging strategy is very, very important, because if you don't have a dollar cost averaging strategy in place, one thing to note is that you're going to miss out accumulating Bitcoin when things are gonna pick up. Okay, now will things pick up? Obviously, that's always the $1 million question. Okay, will things pick up? Nobody knows. Okay, if anyone can really tell you that, okay, it's there are gonna be folks that are gonna be pro analysts, and they're gonna tell you that, oh, Bitcoin is definitely gonna go up in the near future, but try to understand why you're buying Bitcoin. Are you buying Bitcoin because you're listening to someone like myself on YouTube? Are you buying Bitcoin because a very close friend of yours that you trust is buying Bitcoin or has bought Bitcoin, and he told you that he made lots of money, to make you feel like, wow, shit, I've been missing out. My opinion about this, or at least the advice that I can give you now, this advice that I can say is non-financial advice, is don't listen to everyone out there. Okay, don't listen to everyone out there. Just sincerely, just start understanding this space. Why do you want to have it as an asset class? Does this asset class suit your risk profile? Right? Does it suit your risk profile? Don't buy it if you're not using it. Like recently, one of our clients actually just called us up because he was just intending to buy shoes, and these are limited edition shoes that actually cost £1,400. He just wanted to buy Bitcoin because the seller accepts Bitcoin. Okay, so obviously, when it's a pseudo-anonymous transaction, right, and it's just faster to transact across the network. Right now, I wouldn't say that if the UTXOs are climbing, Bitcoin transactions are fast. Nowhere near is it fast, right? I did a transaction yesterday for about $117. Okay, it took 2 hours, okay, to reach the other wallet. So is it efficient? No, it's not very efficient. And right now, I would say that there are talks that Lightning Network is going to start coming up. And there is Lightning Network basically is performing transactions off chain, but there has to be some level of collateral. Okay, when you want to keep the payment network open between the nodes that are functioning on the Lightning Network. That is also available, I think, on Ethereum, but I'm not sure how has the developments been for that. Yeah, so it's yet to be determined. So in terms of Bitcoin, guys, don't go crazy. Okay, even though there seems to be a lot of anticipation, a lot of titles. Hey, we did one of those clickbait titles too, right? Bitcoin to 1 million, but we did substantiate. You see, we did substantiate why we feel that it's a long way to go. You know, we didn't put it there and then we gave a hard date, or we were substantiating. And that's the whole idea. When you watch an episode like this, it's all about helping you understand, because you're now going to be putting in your hard-earned money into something. And if you just want the fast route to make money in crypto or whatever asset, I think that is the wrong approach, and it's only going to get you into a whole lot of trouble. If you're going to be losing your money, I think it would be good to at least lose it because you understood what was happening and there was factors that you cannot control. If you cannot control the circumstance, and nobody can control the market, nobody clearly can control the market, okay? If you want to come in and you're a retail investor, trader, and you think you can control the market, or you think that you kind of got it for now, right? Think again. Really think again. Because it's not that simple, okay? And eventually, if you look at statistically, most traders, right, they lose most of the time, okay? They lose most of the time, and they're trying to win most of the time. Hence, you're starting to see a lot of schemes, bots. You have different schemes, meaning that, do nothing and get this. You put your Bitcoin or Ethereum with me, or in this system, you're gonna make money while you sleep. Don't fall for that shit, okay? Seriously, don't fall for that shit. There's gonna be a lot of security implications with that, okay? Because you definitely have to download the damn software, and the moment you download the damn software and you link everything up to your accounts, or it has to ask you to turn off your malware or antivirus, right? You are already just like sitting there naked, right? And because you were not smart enough to even identify that this isn't real, and you unknowingly just put that in, you're on your way to just basically having your bitcoins or whatever cryptocurrency you have taken away from you. So you see, as of now, people can still do that because because of crypto, right? Crypto allows us to have the freedom to manage our own money, right? And if you do not even know how to, if you don't even know how to buy a cold wallet, if you don't even have a cold wallet, you don't even know how to use it, you don't even understand the fundamentals behind it, I really suggest that you take on my free course, which is available in the description below. Just get the free course, go and understand and sit through our basic strategy, our basic course, guys. Just the basic course will do. You will already be able to understand a lot of things, right? And at least you are armed with the basic knowledge, okay? Just go and take the free course, guys. It's in the links to the description below. And then from then, however you decide to take it, right? Obviously, you have an advanced course as well. But that's 3 years of hard work there, okay? It's 3 years of hard work there. It's professionally produced. You will just love sitting through it. It's fully animated. It's going to be something fun, and maybe it's something for you to do over the weekend rather than going for drinks. Anyway, that is all for the live stream, guys. We'll see you in the next one. And of course, guys, please give us a nice subscribe and a thumbs up to this video, and please share if you have friends and folks who are interested in this sector at the moment, in this space, if they are talking about bitcoins and everything like that. Share, guys, and click on the notification bell so that you will never miss another live stream. See you guys.